So, being a part of this program and being a part of this group of men, in simple terms, that are there for each other, that for me, they hold me accountable. They provide me a space to be vulnerable in, and they make it easier because it allows me to see vulnerability in other men, and it allows me to humanize not just men, but helps me to humanize other people because I am reminded that even though I'm going through my problems, there are people there that out there that understand me, that also have their fair share of problems. And I think just to be brought back to reality that this kind of bubble I live in sometimes um, is not just kind of I'm not alone. I think is the kind of the point that stood out to me, or like the most value I've taken from it. And seeing that vulnerability in others, it really allowed me to let my guard down. And I notice it in many of the meetings I have, um, that I'm just reminded, like, oh, maybe I don't need to do this alone, you know? Like, why don't I share this load and kind of offload all these emotions and see from a different perspective what it is that I could do if I'm looking for advice or solutions. And there's actually been quite a few times where I don't need advice and solution. I just kind of want to offload. So it's nice knowing that I have that kind of community to say to talk to and reach out to without feeling like I'm being a burden. And then I guess the other thing that I've taken value from is the accountability, because a lot of my life I've kind of known what I want to do or know how to do it, but it's either the motivation or the willpower to do it is lacking. So knowing that there's people out there that are gonna check up on me and question me on, did you do what you said you were going to do this week? And having that accountability is, I think, what differentiates a doer and an undoer. So for me, I've taken the most value in the vulnerability and the accountability. So both of those are like the two biggest takeaways. And Ben, as a facilitator, he came to us and he said, "Look, I want you to be kind of really honest with yourselves. Take a moment or two, and really think of what you want to achieve with us in your life. You know, what you utilize us. We're resources, and we're here to support each other in any capacity. So knowing that you have this, what would you want to gain from this?" And it allowed the space for, I think, all of us to share our deepest desires to be better as humans, to maybe succeed or excel in our careers, and to then kind of implement, like implement systems for our weaknesses. So, for example, if I know that maybe I'm too nice sometimes, they are there knowing that I'm too nice, or I want to maybe set boundaries in my life, and they will call me out. And having that accountability, like I said, is so powerful in for me. It's been really powerful in the way I run my business, in the way I approach relationships with my friends, people I meet on a day-to-day basis. And I think the way that Ben approached it, with openness, with not so much pressure. And I think the key word here for me is listening. Like, we all listen to each other. And I think that's so valuable when you have two people who give you the time, listen to you, and then you're all kind of in this, I don't know, like the synergy and this feeling and this vibe and this kind of, it's something surreal. I can't really explain what it is, but you're in this space and you just feel like everyone's there for each other. And I don't know if there's a word for that I can say right now, but it's definitely helped me to think clearly. It's helped me feel less alone at times, and it's helped me to stay guided and kind of grounded, I think. So yeah, definitely proud that I opened up, that I was vulnerable, but also I couldn't have done it without the other two men in the group that facilitated a space where I felt comfortable, where they listened to me. And yeah, I just think it's such a great program that I'd highly recommend to people who are looking for that, if any of what I said in terms of the accountability, vulnerability, a space for someone to listen, a space for someone to provide solutions if that's what you're looking for, and just kind of having a support network at kind of in a WhatsApp group or an email thread, or however it is you guys decide to communicate. For me, I think that's just invaluable, and I think it's what I was longing for in my life, just a group of people that can keep me accountable, which I can't really get in other areas of my life with family or certain friends. I can't really get that from. So yeah, that's my experience with the program and working with Ben.